Hey, Rose, want to grab a drink?
Your happiest hour of the week starts now.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy because the drinks are on us. Welcome back to Drinks on Us. I'm Riley.
And I'm Rose. We are so happy you joined us for happy hour. We have yet again a very exciting episode, right? I feel like we've been on a roll.
We really have.
So the other day on Instagram, we had a mysterious photo of a football and we asked what you guys thought this could mean. And we got the funniest replies. I love that you guys are so invested into like figuring out what the episode could be. A lot of you guys said a fantasy football draft update, which is hilarious. And we will do that, by the way, because I feel like it's necessary. Sure. We're halfway through the season of NFL, but this is far, far, far better. We have Hillary Trubisky and Dani Watt on, and they are two amazing Pittsburgh Steelers NFL wives, and we are going to get to hear from them. They are the sweetest, cutest girls. You guys are going to absolutely love them. We're so excited to have them on. So obviously we need to do our spiel before we bring them on. So without further ado, Rye, what's in your cup tonight?
I am so excited for today's episode. But yes, I am drinking a glass of red wine tonight. I'm doing a cab. I feel like in the winter months, I'm always craving like a warm red. But in the summer, I want like light, crisp white wine. Do you feel like that too? Well, you're not really that much of a wine girl.
I'm not, but I feel like everyone says that. And I feel like around Christmas and Thanksgiving and the warmer months, I'm never craving it when I'm at the beach or something like that.
Yeah.
So I love that for you. I'm really trying to get into red wine. I'm hoping and the more I do it, I like actually enjoy it, but just I'm not my favorite, but I love that you love it.
So what's in your cup?
Okay. So this is funny. If you guys have been listening to previous episodes, Ryan and I had a little going away party and Riley was in town for it. And Estancia, shout out to Estancia if you're listening. She left some of her canned cocktails and they have, I think the brand is actually called Gimlet. Have you ever heard of a gimlet?
Yes.
So it's basically, for anyone who doesn't know, it's gin, lime, and like sparkling soda or something like that. It was super clean. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to have that. And I, of course, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I threw in a couple of my dehydrated limes because justice for garnish.
Justice for dried fruit.
Yeah,
oh my
dried
gosh.
fruit. Sorry. Yes, justice.
So it's good and you really like it.
It's so good. You would love it. Because you like gin too, right?
I think so. I don't really know. Is gin the one that tastes like a Christmas tree?
Yeah,
I don't know if I like that.
Maybe. It's definitely... I think you would like it. It's like more has that fresh, like crisp, like minty a little bit.
Yeah.
This one's not strong. It just it honestly tastes just like kind of what we made, tequila. It tastes a little more like kind of like tequila. I don't know.
But yeah. Well, cheers, girl.
Cheers. I feel like we haven't had a cocktail in a while. We've been on the mocktail train. So
yes.
Love that we got something good in our cup. But what's up with you? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
I have to tell you that on November 1st, it snowed in Pittsburgh. And I can't believe it. And I was so jealous of you because you were in Florida, Miss Lucky Duck.
I was sick that at Cade Snap's Instagram story of your porch covered in snow dusting. I said, unbelievable. I can't believe it.
Unbelievable. And it wasn't just a couple flurries, like it was a full coating of snow. I woke up early to let Truly out and she like looked back. She's like, Mom, what is this? Like, it's not time for snow yet.
It's not. So has it stuck or is it warmer now? Like what's going on now?
It was literally like 65 today. It's the most bizarre thing.
Wait, that's so weird.
Yep.
But yeah, the weather in Florida right now, well, I'm no longer in Florida, but the week that I was there, it was perfect. I was like, okay, I can do this. It's coming at the perfect time, this move, because seasonal depression, like I feel like I really experienced it last year. Maybe it was also coming off the high of the wedding and things like that. But oh my gosh, not being able to walk outside when you're just having a tough day it really takes a toll on you. So I'll be sending prayers. And once I'm in Florida, you always can come once you're wintered out.
Oh, I'll be there. You know it.
I know. So sorry about that for you.
It's okay. It was crazy. But speaking of snow and holidays, I just have to say something.
Okay. What is it?
Everyone is decorating for Christmas. Like it went from October 31st Halloween to November 1st Christmas, and I'm like, it's not time. Like we can't forget about Thanksgiving. Justice for Thanksgiving.
Justice for Thanksgiving. Add it to the list. He's a contender for election next year. He might win Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving might be the president of the Justice list.
He might. Like, he does get overlooked.
Right? It's such a good holiday. It's like you're with family, you're eating food, you're watching football. There's no pressure with presents. I personally absolutely love Thanksgiving. And don't get me wrong, I'm the biggest, like, I love Christmas. My birthday's around that time and I love decorating, but I just feel like it's too early. And I'm upset that Thanksgiving isn't getting its spotlight.
It doesn't get its spotlight. No one, I feel like some people like transition maybe like their Halloween fall decor and kind of keep it with Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving still has like the fall vibe and trend and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I usually will decorate in like a week or so, but I can't this year. And so I'm no decor because obviously like we're packing and we're going to be moving. So that is honestly more depressing than anything. So as I'm supporting the people decorating because I'm living vicariously, but Thanksgiving is one of my, I think it's second to Christmas for me.
Yeah.
I am an early Christmas decorator, but I do agree that Thanksgiving needs its moment.
It needs its moment. And I probably will decorate for Christmas before, like maybe the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But that's still a couple weeks away. Like, I just feel like let's just hold on, guys.
No, stores. I mean, now November is Black Friday month. It's not even Black Friday as a day. Yeah. Like, there's no chill. Like, our world has no chill.
Yeah, it's literally like Black Friday deals right now. I'm like, hold on.
I'm confused. That stresses me out though, because it's like, am I missing out on stuff, or are people just and companies just saying there's deals? You know what I mean? I never really know. Is it really a deal, or did they just change the pricing to like make it look like a deal?
I know. And you know me, I believe everything I read. So I'm like so gullible when it comes to that stuff.
Well, how about on one of the episodes before Thanksgiving, we can kind of go through maybe some of our maybe like things we're eyeing that could be. I feel like electronics are a big thing for Black Friday. So we can,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, we can talk about it at future dates, but you guys give Thanksgiving a chance for us.
Please. Well, I feel like we should totally give a little update on our fantasy football league to kind of go with the theme of the episode.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you kick us off? Tell us how the Golden Retrievers are doing.
Okay. So my team is called the Golden Receivers instead of Retrievers. It's okay. And it's actually hilarious. So there's one team, Dev's team is in first. She wins every week. Somehow she has 3 quarterbacks, but she wins every week. There's one team,
dropped
Kayla.
Them, though.
Yeah, I think her boyfriend really ramped up the team.
Keep going.
So Dev is in first by a mile. Kayla's in last by a mile. She loses every week. Her team name is Big TDs.
Oh, Big TDs.
And then there's literally like 6 of us tied for second place.
Yes, it's crazy. But speaking of Dev has 2 losses, or maybe she'll have 3 after. Are you playing her this week?
No, I'm playing filming this.
Oh, okay. And we're filming this. Obviously, there's still a game tonight for if you're listening on Wednesday. But Riley, the Golden Receivers, Receivers, is the only team that's beat Dev up until this point twice, because our league's not big. So you have to be proud of that.
No, I'm definitely proud of it, but it's just crazy. How are 6 of us tied? Kate,
it is crazy.
Kate was like, I've been doing fantasy football for years. I've never seen anything like this.
Wait, really? I just figured that was like kind of normal. This is crazy.
Well, and I think it's funny. So if you guys listen to a previous episode of like how we set up the fantasy football league, it's the girls drafted all the players without any help from their husbands or boyfriends or like their partner. And then it's the boys' turn to now run the league, like run the team throughout the season. So all of us are texting in our fantasy football group chat, like we're firing our managers. Like blaming them for our bad scores.
So Rin's roster, that's my team. We had a rough few weeks. We're in a good few weeks right now, but speaking of the group chat and everything like that, Ryan has unofficially resigned.
What?
Not actually, but we got in like a tiff one week because I had like 3 people on my bench that all weekend, all I heard was they were having record breaking seasons and no one's ever seen anything like it. And no one was playing. And he said, he was like, this is supposed to be fun and you're getting way too into it. And, so I kind of just took the lead on my gut. And I feel like sometimes not having as much knowledge as the guys so far, maybe it's paying off for me, but
you guys have really turned it around this season.
I've had a good few weeks. So this week I have to talk about Emily. What's Emily's team's name?
Gemily, because Jeff and Emily.
Yeah. So I'm playing her this week. And before the week started, they give you projections of what, is going to happen for those of you who aren't familiar with how the fantasy works. And we were neck and neck, like within a 5-point range. And yesterday afternoon, that would be Sunday, it's like many, many games have been going on. And Emily texts a screenshot of our matchup, mine and Emily's, and goes, she goes, is my app broken? She had, how many points did she have? 17?
It was 100 to 17. And Emily texted a screenshot. She goes, is my app broken?
Like, and it wasn't. I don't know what happened. She actually has a good team, but no one showed up for her. And I didn't even have like the best week. Like some of my stars didn't really show up. I had someone good on my bench and my kicker had 0 points. So I was like expecting to possibly take an L. But I won and I'm really happy about it. So we'll see how things unfold for the rest of the season. We're at the halfway point, but I guess past halfway for fantasy, right?
I feel like this is like a long season.
I know. Doing fantasy, I'm like, dang, this thing's long.
Yeah, I'm like, we're only halfway, but we will keep you guys updated. Thank you for coming along on our fantasy football journey. We're first timers and it's been quite the time.
Yeah, it's been fun though. Something fun for us girls. But I got to hear what's in your cart. I know the McClures had a big weekend at Costco.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Or Sam's.
We went to Sam's Club.
Sam's.
And this is the last thing I expected to find, but I found the Oral-B electric toothbrush. We got it. Best deal ever, you guys. We got 2 toothbrushes for like $150. It came with 2 toothbrushes, 2 chargers, 2 travel cases, 2 refills. I was like, we can't pass this up. So we bought them and I like get so excited to brush my teeth, but it's kind of funny. Cade is like, he can't get used to the electric. He has so much trouble. Yes. So funny.
Does it have a timer?
It has a timer. It's like after 30 seconds, it tells you to move to a different part of your mouth. And after 2 minutes, it tells you when it's done. It has a sensitive setting. It has a whitening setting, a regular setting.
I got to buy that. I'm going to click your link.
You should click the link because it's amazing. But yeah, it's hilarious. Kate's like, I'm so bad at brushing my teeth. I can't get used to the electric.
What can he get used to it? Like, does he normally not brush that long or he doesn't stick in one spot that long? Like what's difficult about it for him? Okay. I got to hear more about this.
He's going to kill me. And it's kind of gross. But that, like, literally, there's just slobber all over the toothbrush. Like, he can't. I think it's because he holds his head over the sink and it's like vibrating.
He leans
and, like,
over.
It's disgusting. He's like, what is wrong? I can't do it. It's so funny. He's going to kill me for saying that.
Sorry, Cade. Everything has a learning curve and you're learning. He's giving it a try. Kudos to him. Kudos to Cade.
Then it was so funny. So I was so excited. I set up all the new chargers and set them on the counter. And he comes in. He's like, where's my old toothbrush? I'm like, it's in the trash. Why? He's like, well, what if I wanted to travel with it sometimes? I literally just threw the old ones out. It's so funny.
Okay. So I have to know, is it an eyesore on the counter?
No, it looks pretty good. It's white and black, and they're pretty sleek.
Okay.
Don't take up much space.
That's what I need to hear. Okay. Sold.
Yeah. So
sold to the McMahons.
And then I wanted to talk about, so I know the Paula's Choice toner is very, very popular. Have you heard of it, Rose?
Oh yeah.
The
I've
gray
used
bottle.
like, in Sephora you get kind of like the freebies. I've used it
Yes.
before and I liked it.
So yes, I used to use it before too. I thought I liked it because everyone's like, it gives you glass skin. It's so amazing.
Mhm.
And I was using it. It's kind of harsh. Like sometimes it would sting a little. And then I figured out that I really didn't like it. I thought I liked it because everyone else liked it. I stopped using it because I think it was kind of irritating my skin just because it was really harsh.
Like too
I
strong.
switched to these Elemis skin resurfacing pads.
Oh.
They're more gentle and I actually do see a difference. Like it really smooths my skin.
Oh, really?
And I think you can literally get them on Amazon. So I definitely want to link them because if anyone else is like not loving that Paula's Choice, this was a great switch for me.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. I've heard that Paula's can be like really like it works, but it can be like super aggressive because of like the ingredients in it. So,
and I feel like that's the thing about TikTok. It's like we see all these amazing products and how they work on people, but everyone's skin is so different. So it's like
different.
Just because it's doing something for that person doesn't mean it's necessarily going to do the same thing for you. So I feel like I thought I loved it, but I really was like, okay, wait, do I love this? Or do I just think I love it because other people do?
Yeah, no, I've been there so many times. I'm like, okay, why am I using this? I need to go back to what works for me.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you found that and that you're seeing a difference. I feel like that sometimes I'm using a product and I'm just like you said, using it. And I'm like, is this even working? Like, why am I even using this?
Yeah.
Well, anything else in your cart?
There was one more thing. Sorry, I feel like I'm taking forever.
No, I love this. This is our best segment, apparently. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true. We should really milk this segment. This is your guys' favorite. But I have been. Have you ever heard of the brand Colleen Rothschild?
No. Should I?
Okay. So no, I had never heard of it either. And they actually ended up sending me a couple of products a while ago. And I had never heard of the brand. I was like, I don't need anything new. Like I didn't even use it for a while. And then I gave this one product a try. I'm like, I can't believe I wasn't using this sooner. It's an eye brightening, like color correcting under eye cream, like kind of like a lotion. I don't know if lotion's the right word, but I put it under my eyes before my concealer and my foundation. And it is seriously amazing. It was sold out for a while, but it's back in stock. I checked because I knew I wanted to talk about it. So I will link it for you guys. It is an amazing product.
Wait, were you using that when you were in Louisville?
Yeah, I use it every time I do my makeup.
I need it because I remember I was literally saying your under eyes look so good and like alive and mine look dead and creasy. I'm getting that. I need it.
Yeah.
So do you only use it with makeup application? It's not like a skincare product.
No, it's not skincare. It's more just color correcting. Like it really brightens the under eye.
Oh, I love that. Okay. I mean, you sold me on everything in your cart.
Okay, let's hear what's in your cart.
So, when you go on LTK or Reward Style and you see different brands or like incentives brands are running, well, I usually don't pay attention to it, but I saw that Aritzia is now on Like to Know It. Did you know that?
No.
I was so excited because when Ryan and I went to New York this summer, the Aritzia in Soho is just to die for. It's 2 stories.
To die for.
And I got this bodycon. I'm pretty sure that's actually like the collection of what it's called. A bodycon bodysuit. It's short. It's, it's just a tank setting. It is, you've probably seen me wear it a handful of times. I wear it all the time. It's so flattering. It's so comfortable. And I believe they also make a long pant version, which would be a nice transition for winter. I wear it traveling a lot and I was just so excited. So I'm going to link it for you guys because I just feel like there's so many bodysuits and jumpsuits out there and sometimes they don't like suck you in and they're actually like extremely unflattering. At least my old ones were on me. I'm like, I'm not getting behind this trend because I look stupid and I didn't feel confident in it. But this one is chef's kiss. So I'm going to link that. So that was my first thing in my cart.
I feel like Aritzia is the best quality. Like it's so worth the money. It's not that expensive, I don't think, but no, it's just like, I've never bought something from Aritzia that wasn't great quality.
It's like a basics transitional, like heaven. Like I know we were talking about this in person. I don't know if we've talked about it on the pod, but I'm trying to kind of start to get good core pieces in my closet. And I feel like Aritzia is a perfect place to go because it's quality and the pieces aren't like overly trendy, I feel. I mean, there are trendy pieces, but they have just good universal pieces, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, what else?
Okay, so I also just, I think it got here in the mail today. So this already left my cart, but I had 0 perfume left. Have you ever like ran out of like your day to day and your nice one? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm such a perfume girl. I love like making sure I smell good. So I did a dossier, I'm not sure how you say it, restock, and you use dossier,
I
right?
use the one you use because you always smell so good.
Okay. Ambery Saffron.
Yep.
Okay, so I got a restock and I'm just like obsessed with this brand. They are like the duping gods of perfume, and it's $50 for a bottle, and I get complimented all the time. The one that we're talking about is a dupe for Baccarat Rouge. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
And then I also buy a dupe for Le Labo. I believe it's another 33 is what they dupe. I'm not 100% sure what specific, but it's like the Le Labo. So if you like a musky, woody scent, I kind of like that one for more day to day. And then my Ambery Baccarat for like nicer, fancier things. So I'm very, very excited. Sometimes they're sold out too. So I'm not sure if they're on Like to Know It, but if they are, you'll see it on Drinks on Us Pod in our carts. If not, just I'll put a link up or just go to dossier.com because highly recommend.
I have to say something about the Ambery Saffron Baccarat Rouge dupe. When we were at the beach, Kendall smelled like it, and I was like, "Are you wearing my perfume?" Like typical, like she always steals my stuff. Or now I guess I take her stuff. Anyways, I was like, "Are you wearing my perfume?" She's like, "No." And of course, she had the $300 bottle of the real Baccarat Rouge, and I'm not kidding. It smells identical to the Dossier one. So if you guys have been eyeing that bottle, yeah.
Okay, this is so funny. Do you think Kendall listens to the pod, or can we say something?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I didn't think so. But can you tell them about how your experience when you're at your parents' house and you just go shopping in Kendall's room?
Oh my gosh. So actually now I really hope Kendall's not listening. But every time I have to go to my parents' house, like if we're going over there for dinner or if I need to grab something, Kendall's obviously in college, so she's not home usually when I go over there. I literally go shopping in her room because it's Sephora. Heaven. Last time I got a huge tub of the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum Cream. She won't even know it's gone. It's amazing. Like if I need a new makeup brush, go to Kendall's room. She has so much makeup, so much stuff. And it's not like I take a lot of stuff, but it's like, it's nice to peruse, to browse. She'll never know it's gone.
Your personalized, Like to Know It, Amazon, Sephora, all in one. Because one, she probably buys a bunch, but she's probably sent so much stuff to your parents' house that she doesn't even know. She's just on their PR list. She has no clue. Yeah. I always remember her vanity is, oozing with makeup. There's really so much. It's overwhelming.
That's why I'm like, she won't even know it's gone. She has everything she needs at school. It's like anything in her room is fair game. Sorry, Kendall, if you're listening, I really hope you're not, because she will yell at me.
Oh, I really hope she's not. And next time I'm at the Vertez household, I'm going shopping in there too, Kendall. So just
100% off.
Our husbands would love to hear that. So Kendall, you're supporting our marriages.
What else is in your cart?
The last thing I have, and I know we are texting back and forth on this, is the new bar collection of sweatshirts and hoodies, and pants. Sorry.
It's all sold out. I'm so sad.
So I remember, someone texted me about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot. I didn't know it dropped on the day it dropped. And so then I texted Riley. I'm like, did you get anything? And she was like, oh my gosh, no. Did you check the site? And I was like, I almost am not even going to check because I don't need it and I want it. And if it's available, like I know I'm going to black out and buy it. Especially what's it called? The brown one.
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip. It screams fall. It screams winter. It screams cozy. It screams Drinks on Us fall bucket list. And I wanted it so bad. It's just the bar's first collection of sweatpants, and Riley went on, and what was the color? Like green and white that was available?
I literally was like, Rose, do I get this green one in size small? You're like, it's not worth it. I was literally just going to buy it. And you talked me off the ledge. Thank goodness, because I feel like I didn't even like it that much. Like I was just getting it to get it.
Yes. When you see something available and everything else, it's like you feel the pressure to grab it because it's like a rarity that it's available. But the whole point of the bar is to have it oversized. Like you would never wear that.
That's what you said. You were like, it's literally not worth it. Do not get that size. I was like, okay, you're right.
So that's in my cart because I think if I'm still thinking about it right now, if she restocks, I mean, I wear my bar hoodie like it's no one's business. So I think maybe like I could add it to a birthday list or a Christmas list or whatever. So I think if she restocks, that's going to come out of my cart. And I think it'll come out of yours too, I bet.
Yeah. I think she will definitely restock too. I mean, she would be stupid not to. Everyone wants it.
Right? Like, what is it? Like, she has a chokehold on us. It's just a dang hoodie.
I know.
I don't know how she does it. We need it, Bridget, please. So if there's like any bar hoodies available, I'll link that. But that's kind of what's going on in my cart.
Well, I love that. Okay, well, I think we should get into the episode. It's going to be so much fun.
I think so too. Well, let's bring on our special guests.
We are here with NFL wives Hillary Trubisky and Dani Watt. We are so excited to chat with you girls today. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, happy to be here.
I'm so excited. So Riley and I kind of already talked about what's in our cup, but I'm sure all the listeners are going to want to hear what is in your girls' cup tonight.
Okay, I actually have 2 cups. Not sure if you've ever had that before. I had every intention of I have my kickstand cocktail.
Oh,
love.
I love these. These are like a little like spicy cocktail. We're investors in the company, so I always have that on hand. I also am like, not like Hillary where I lost my voice, but I am feeling a little under the weather as far as my voice goes. So I do also have tea. I'm an avid tea drinker.
Yes, I'm on the same boat as Dani. I have tea. Well, actually, it's lemon honey water. So hot water with lemon and honey. And I lost my voice from this weekend. We went to the Steelers game on Thursday. And then I went to the FSU Pitt game. I went to FSU and my parents both did too. So I took my family to the game this weekend. So no voice this week for me. So tea it is.
Oh my gosh. Hill, you are such a trooper. We were texting before this and you were like, I'm just going to battle through. I can do it. So thank you so much for coming on.
Of course. Sorry. Apologize again for my voice.
Oh my gosh. And Dani, I have to try that kickstand drink. You said it's spicy?
Yeah, it is. So it's so good. So like there's a bunch of flavors. This is my favorite. It's pineapple. But one of our really good family friends came out with a drink, I think now like a couple years ago, but we were actually in a hotel room and like tried it when it was just like the prototype, like from the start. It was just like me, my husband, JJ and Kaylia. And like, it was so fun to be with it from the start and like so good. I normally am not good, Hillary knows, with like spice or food, but it has 4 different drinks right now or 4 different flavors. And like it ranges from like mild to hot. And I love it. Like in the summertime, you mix it with you make a margarita out of it. I put like fresh berries in it, all that mixed up in a blender. And it's like a little frozen cocktail, but it's so good. It really is. And it's like nice and fresh. So
yum.
It sounds so good. Yeah, I was going to say it seems clean. Some. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it is. It's like real fruit juice and vodka. And it actually has a little more alcohol than like the normal like White Claw and stuff like that. So it's a nice little drink.
Yum. Oh my gosh,
amazing.
Sounds delish. Well, I guess we can start off. So how we have the episode kind of laid out is we have a couple of Q&A questions we're going to ask you guys. And then, of course, we're going to do our girls' room advice segment after. But Dani and Hill, if you want to just kind of introduce yourselves for anyone who doesn't kind of already know you and introduce who your husbands are, what team you're with, and anything you would want everyone to know.
Yeah, I can go first. So a little background. I am married to Mitch Trubisky. He is in his 7th year in the NFL. This is our 3rd team. We got drafted by the Bears. Then we were on the Bills for a year, and this is our 2nd year in Pittsburgh. We love it here. Mitch and I are both from Cleveland, which is actually how Riley and I know each other. So my husband and her husbands have been best friends since they were 4, parents' best friends, brother's best friend. I was actually just in Mitch's brother's wedding, and I was paired with Riley's husband, Cade's little brother, to walk down the aisle. So we got a whole family thing going on, how me and Riley met. And yeah, we've been in Pittsburgh. We love the Steelers, love living close to home. It's an hour 40 to our parents' house. So that's been such a blessing.
Yay. When you guys got traded to Pittsburgh, I was like, this is too good to be true. What is happening? It was like the best day ever.
It Seriously. Really was.
For me too. I'm so happy you're here, Hill.
Oh my gosh, yes. What would I do without you, Dani?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
And you guys didn't know each other before Hill and Mitch came to Pittsburgh, right?
No.
And now
the
you're
first time
so
we met
close.
We're really close. We hang out daily. So
yes.
We did not know each other until Hillary and Mitch signed with Pittsburgh. And I think I immediately... we live in Wisconsin in the off season, so I wasn't here. I think it was May, Hill, and you were very pregnant.
Yes. Our first breakfast date, I was still pregnant.
Yes, and so I was I had messaged her on Instagram, but I was just hey, so happy you're coming to Pittsburgh. If there's anything I can help you with to get settled or whatever. If you need a doctor recommendation,
that is so sweet.
An OB, I haven't had babies, but I know many women who have, so I can refer you and all that stuff. But no, we did not know each other before that. So,
but it's so awesome because Mitch and TJ both got drafted the same year, and then me and Dani are actually the same exact age too. Oh. So we're kind of the same stage of life, same age gap. So we just immediate clicked. We love the same things, working out, Bible study. It was too good to be true, honestly, having her here.
I love that for you guys.
That probably makes the transition so much easier to just gravitate and have someone that just you vibe with.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
So Dani, tell everyone a little bit about your story.
So my husband and I, we have been in the NFL for, oh my gosh, this is the 7th season, I believe. And we've been together through all of it. We met in college. I was playing soccer at the University of Wisconsin, and he was on the football team. So I literally just graduated high school, and he was actually a senior. Hill talked about our age difference, and the two teams that are on campus, because their seasons start before the school year starts, are football and soccer. And so I wasn't even technically a freshman yet. But yeah, he saw me before I did, apparently, I've heard, and he called dibs on me in the locker room, basically. But I didn't see him for about another month. And then we had run into each other maybe a couple of times, and then had one little interaction that I wouldn't say love at first sight, or it was love at first sight for sure. But our talking, he was kind of who are you? All that stuff. And then that night he messaged me on Instagram. I was hey, it was in the x-ray room. So we were both getting x-rays. That's when I first saw him.
Oh my gosh.
And it was after I had seen him a couple days before that in the elevator. And I was this is the best looking man I have ever seen. Was so nervous. And then I saw him 2 days later, and he responded to me like that. So I was oh, okay, maybe he's not and he quickly apologized on Instagram and was hey, that's not whatever who I am. We started talking, and I didn't want to date him. He was a football player. I was a freshman. I was I'm not even really, college hasn't started yet. I'm trying to have fun. The rest is history. He locked me down pretty quick. I was all in. And then shortly after we started dating, he left a little early. He left, he had one more year he could have taken in college, but he left early for the NFL. I didn't even know if he was good or not, because we weren't allowed to go on the soccer team. We were not allowed to go to football games because our coach was it's bad influences.
Oh,
it's a lot of time on your feet. And we had a dry season. So we couldn't drink or go out. And so like, it was just like no go, no interaction. It was like strictly soccer. And half the time we were traveling away on the weekends that they were at home. So like I couldn't make it work anyways. And then he hit me with like, yeah, I think I'm going to leave early. And I was like, oh, okay, see ya. Like, I don't want to do long distance. And then, yeah, here we are like 7 years later and married, but he got drafted to the Steelers in 2017. And we've been here ever since, and we love it. And I'm so happy that we've been in one place. And yeah, it's been great, and love when people like Hillary come along too. So,
I love that. So, because we're now all Pittsburgh girls, I'm gone and left Pittsburgh, but I grew up in Pittsburgh. So people who are listening, I feel like it'd be interesting for you two to say like one thing you like about the city or about the fans, because I feel like that is what Pittsburgh kind of lives and breathes for.
I just love, like, I grew up in Wisconsin, so kind of similar, like you said, Pittsburgh, but I grew up a Green Bay Packer fan. Like my whole family is like ride or die Green Bay Packers. And so like when we came to Pittsburgh, we would say all the time, like it reminded us of home, because like one, the people were very welcoming and nice. And two, they love their football and like their ride or die like city for the Steelers. And so that like made us feel at home, because that's how it was in Wisconsin for us all of our life. And even for the Badgers, I'm sure you guys are the same. I've heard you talk about Louisville before, and that, and just like that ride or die football culture. And I think that I just love that. And like I said, as an athlete, like I just love that community that it brings, and it feels like home.
That's amazing that it feels like home. I feel like it's hard to live, obviously, like not in your home, because you said in the off season you go to Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it feels like home here for you.
It does. It does. Yeah. It's nice. Like, it's nice. Like you learn to, you meet people along the way too. Like the women are very important in that. And
yes.
Yeah, just like I said, the people are just very welcoming. So I've heard of some places that you can go to, and it's a harder time for people to adjust, because it's just not that like type of community. So we're blessed.
Definitely.
Hey.
One of my favorite things, not really to do with the city, but to do with the stadium, is the terrible towels. I just like think it's such a cool, fun thing, especially being an offense girl, like that they can show their support to the team without cheering, because obviously you want to be quiet. And I've always found that so funny about football games, how you have to be quiet when it's offense. And so it's so fun, like having everyone wave their towels. And like Dani and I just went to Vegas. So many terrible towels. I mean, the whole stands, like the way this fan base travels, even when we go to away games, and brings their towels, and you can just see them, like, they're Steelers fans. It's just amazing.
My dad went to the Vegas game. He was like, of course I'm not missing the Steelers in Vegas. But I think that's such a good point. And I feel like so many people have tried to mimic their version of a terrible towel, but nothing's quite like the OG terrible towel.
Can't compare.
Nothing like it. And like ever since we've come here, like Hillary knows, I will not forget my terrible towel. Like even I will fly and I'll bring extras for the girls if they forget theirs. Like I go crazy with the towel.
She does. If you're like in anywhere around, watch out. If like TJ's getting a sack, this girl's going crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I was drilling it so hard 2 games ago. During Renegade, it flew out of my hand, and we were in the suite, and it like flew down, and it landed on a woman, and she like threw it to the ground, and I was like, no, like I need that. Give it back.
Oh my God.
But I was like clearly going too crazy that I lost control.
I love that. That's so funny.
That's actually really funny.
So.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you girls for kind of giving us your little backstory. So we have a couple of questions prepared for you. So if you guys want to answer, we can just be like super casual and see where the conversation leads us. So the first question is, what is your favorite part about game day? And is there a specific game moment that is a favorite memory?
I would say my favorite part is definitely if we win, which is really fun, because then we get to go on the field after and see the guys, and it's just a really good environment, and it's really fun. And then probably also just like watching the games with friends and family. This year, me and Dani have suites next to each other, so it's like a glass wall, and we get to see each other. So TJ has a sack or something, like I'll look over and she'll be so excited, and we run back and forth between them. So just like it's just so fun being with all the people you love and then being able to celebrate like good things happening and just like all support each other and then support our guys on the field. It's a lot of fun.
That's amazing. How great that you guys have suites next to each other. I feel like
God,
that was
so
like
nice.
so lucky.
Yes.
So lucky.
We didn't even like get to choose. It just happened that way. And
oh my gosh,
like the ones that opened up were next to each other. And it was funny because actually Hill had one last year and we did not. So normally I just sat with her. And part of the reason we didn't get one is because like, I was like, no, I just want to watch the game with Hillary. Like we're just watching the game together anyway. So we didn't want to like separate. And then it was just like, we have a lot of family coming in town. So we just needed our own. And anyways, the one that was available, I didn't even know the number like of Hillary's. And they told us the number and I texted her and I was like, hey, we got a suite. She's like, that's right next to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how
meant
ideal.
to be.
Exactly.
Meant to be.
So it's been great. But I think my favorite part about game days, there's so many, but it's kind of just like a week-long event. Like one after the other leading up to like you have family come in town and friends. And that's huge for us because like we live away from home. And so having the people visit, it just, for the game, it just feels so great, like all week. And it's kind of like build up and then you're getting ready. And then, the guys go to the hotel. If it's an away game, you haven't seen them. So like, you're excited to see them obviously do what they've prepared and practiced for all week long or all season long or all year long. And so, it's just so much fun. And then, like we talked about earlier, just like the Steeler community and just getting down there. And like, I feel like the city shuts down for game day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's just to see all the people like tailgating and all that stuff. It's just I think it's like a week-long experience. So that's like my favorite thing. And then obviously Renegade and my terrible towel. Like,
yeah,
I will go probably, I'm sure there's people that go harder, but I haven't seen it. So
I don't know. I feel like you guys also have such a fun group of girls. Like you guys are so close with each other and you just like make the best out of it and have so much fun, which I feel like is so important to have your like girl group.
Oh, absolutely. We got so blessed with the girls on the team. And like, especially we do Bible study every Wednesday and like having that community and all of like, there's a lot of great things about the NFL and like the NFL life and everything, but there's also a lot of hard things that it's really nice to have other people that can relate to it and to be able to talk to them about it too. Cause like having to move, having, family around, like trying to make new friends, like it's really nice to have a group of girls in the same position that we can like all go to one place and be able to relate and talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So next question. Are there any superstitious rituals that you or your husband repeat every game day?
No. Okay. Well, we have one. He might have like some superstitions, but I don't really know about them. He kind of just does this thing. I do my thing. But he does have to find me and like see where I'm sitting. And like before the game starts, no matter if it's away or home, he blows me a kiss. And all the girls are like, oh my gosh, tell him to tell like my guy where we're sitting, like whatever. But it's so funny because he's very romantic. Yes. But like not, he never mixes the two with like sport and our relationship, like it's like when it's game day, it's like down to business, which is so funny to think like he's the guy blowing his wife a kiss, but he does that. And he's always done that. And I think it stemmed from when when he was first in the league and we did long distance for 4.5 or 5 of the first seasons.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of times I was like flying in for the game and we hadn't seen each other in 2 months or whatever. So he would find me and blow me a kiss. And like, cause we didn't get physical interaction. So it was like waving or blowing a kiss. And so then it kind of just continued to grow. And then once I moved here full time, it just is something that we've continued and I love it. But yeah, if he hasn't found me, he'll like keep looking until he finds me. And that's why I think I'm so crazy at the terrible towels. Cause if he can't find me, I'm like
Yes.
Here I am.
That is adorable.
That is the best ritual. That's so sweet.
It's so sweet. It really is. Funny story kind of about that, Dani, is our Miami trip. If you want to share how funny this is, the culture of away games.
Yeah. So he had no idea where we were sitting. I had texted him. He'll always like ask for my ticket beforehand just to see like what section we're in. Because contrary to popular belief, we do not get free tickets to away games. And if we do, like family do, it's like the top of the top nosebleeds. You can't see the field. So we have to buy our own. So we were like, I think we were in their family section or something in Miami. Mm-hmm. And he did not know where we were, or like the lay of the land for the stadium, but he had an idea. And so I'm trying to like, it's like in the middle of the first quarter. Normally it's before the game starts. He finds me like as soon as he comes out of the tunnel. I'm like still, everyone's sitting down. So I'm standing up like waving my towel, whatever. He's like kind of looking. And the whole time, this lady behind me, she was obviously not a Steelers fan. It was really sad, but she was like, he don't love you. He don't love you. And I was literally like, oh, okay. Like still trying to wave my towel. And I was like inside, I was like, yes, he does. Anyways, like I did it like 4 or 5 times, like timeouts. Like I would stand up and he like was not finding me. And I was like getting really sad because every single time I stood up, this lady behind me was like, he don't love you. And so finally he found me, he blew me a kiss and I turn around with my towel and I'm like, yeah, he does.
I'm so glad you did that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, how rude of that woman.
You know, I was like, he does
Fans
love me.
can get aggressive. Yeah. Fans can get aggressive when, we're at their stadium. But
that is such a funny story.
It was hilarious. And she was just like, after that, just like sat down and didn't say anything. Dani was like, yeah, he loves me. And she was like, oh, I guess he does love her. That guy looks kind of scary. I probably shouldn't mess with her anymore.
Wrong person to mess with.
Yes, 100%.
Oh my gosh. Well, Hill, are there any superstitious rituals that you or Mitch do?
Okay, so I'm on board with Dani. We don't really have any superstitions. So Mitch is very OCD, as you know, Rye. He is very clean, very OCD. So his like superstition is he just likes to do the same exact thing every week. Like he just has his routine. He sticks to it. Nothing changes from that. And that's like kind of his form of the superstition. And then the only thing that I do is for our suite, I always save the number 10 ticket. That's like the only little thing. I just like always number 10 is like my ticket. And then I send all the other ones to everyone else. But it's like a little small superstition. I don't know why, but I was like, I'm just going to have this one. But
yes,
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's my little superstition of my own. But
that's fun.
Yeah, besides that, nothing really too crazy. I know there are some funny ones though, but not in the
we love a routine here at Drinks on Us. We're big routine girls.
We are big routine girls. Well, I like that both of the superstitions had to do with something cute and romantic in a way.
Yeah, it's like kind of unexpected. You see these guys play and you're like, they have to have, I mean, they probably do, but I feel like I stay away from that. I'm like, if you do what you need to do to get prepared and I'll stay over here. I'll do what I need 100%.
To do. Yes.
I'll bring my A game.
Yes.
Okay. So next question. What is the biggest challenge being an NFL wife? And does that title ever bother you, or like the WAG title? Do
you want to do this one first, Dani?
Yeah, I can go. I would say, well, there's kind of 2 parts, right? So I can split them. Okay. I would say that the biggest challenge is just one, being away from family. You don't get to like choose the city you're in. We're really blessed to be in Pittsburgh, but obviously it's hard moving away from family and friends, and it's for a long period of time. So even in off season, like I said, we live back in Wisconsin, but off season is just, they still have, mini camp and OTAs that we come back for. And it's like months at a time. Whereas an off season just goes by like that fast too, because we're traveling and trying to see other family, because we haven't been able to leave all season. And I think that's the hardest thing just overall. And that means holidays and stuff too. And you can't, if family can come to you, that's great. But a lot of times, as you get older, there's like in-laws and stuff involved, and they have, you have brothers and sisters who have other in-laws, and it's like, not all the family's always together. Not everyone can make it work. And so I would say that's difficult. It's just the schedule and the demands of being in the NFL. It's strictly like, especially season, it's you're stuck where you are, like, and stuck, not a bad thing, but like your schedule solely relies on that, and they're just gone. So a lot of times too, it's like hard because you don't get to do like the date nights and all that stuff. It really revolves around their career, and you have to make it work. So there's definitely a lot of challenges around that.
For sure. I feel like you guys make it look so easy. Like, it is hard, but you guys absolutely kill it.
Yeah.
That's like part of the hard part about Instagram, though. Like, we always post, having fun at games and like, but there definitely are like things that are unseen that are struggles, I think, for everyone. That's like a very hard misconception that sometimes I feel like bad about, that like everything's so great, because there are definitely like struggles with everything, I would say. Like, it's so much fun and we're so lucky and we have so much like fun going to games and stuff, but there's bad days, there's injuries. Mitch's best friend just got seriously injured. That was like a really hard game for me this past Thursday. I was sitting with his family, like, so there's a lot that goes unseen for sure off of social media platforms and stuff too.
Yeah, and I think going back to what you said, Riley, is like the NFL wife title, like I don't mind it because I am a wife of an NFL player, but I don't mind it because like I see all the layers underneath it as one. But when I feel like I do mind it is when people use it in like a negative connotation way, or a way that just kind of is like misrepresents all that we are. Like Hillary said, we're the backbones. Like, the guys are not home. You have pets at home, you have children at home. We have our own careers, our own jobs. We're hosting, we're cooking, we're cleaning. Like, if they get hurt, we're truly like the glue that holds it all together, so that these guys can go on the field and do what they do every week. And then, God forbid, they have an injury. Like, we went through an injury last year, and it's just like the toll that takes mentally, and to just like, they're not able to do what they love. And two, you're just like, holy cow, like, how did I get here? What can I do? And it's a lot more than wives. Like, it's a lot more than, just like in any relationship, you're more than just a wife. Like, you're a friend, you're a mother, you're all the above. And so like, if people use that title in a way that doesn't represent all that we are, then it's a little frustrating. Or I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't sum up all that I am. Right. And also some people have a negative connotation, as in like, that's what we desire to be. And it was like, no, I didn't choose that position. I'm more than happy that I ended up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with the man I love, but at the same time, like, marriage is two people. So when people try to, not for me specifically, but I know people that struggle, and it's like, marriage is between two people, and it's not just one-sided. So when people use it in a way that it's like, oh, she's with him, and it's like, well, no, he's with her. It goes both ways. And so, and as much as people don't want to hear it too, like, our lives, as much as they do revolve around football, there's many more layers to it. And so we just wish that people know and respect that just as much as any other aspect or industry in the world.
Oh my gosh, that was so well said, Dani. I feel like people kind of who talk maybe negatively about it, they think it's like this, not that it isn't, there are so many blessings to it, but they act like it's just like happy-go-lucky all the time. And I feel like you just broke it down that it is so much more. And obviously these guys are so talented, but being in the spotlight and being in something as tough as a professional athlete, like, they need that stability, like you were mentioning, to just come home and turn that switch off and have that sort of normalcy in a marriage and life beyond football.
Yeah, exactly. And like we try to too. It's hard because sometimes like we care, like, and Hillary and I talk about this all the time, but it's almost a balance. And that's why our relationship is so beneficial for like even our guys, because we have each other to lean on. Cause like, one, a lot of times they're not around, and two, we're away from our families, and like to have a stress relief for someone you can vent to. Cause a lot of times like you feel like you don't want to vent to the guys, or, if you can't put more on their plate than what's already on their plate. Like they're in the middle of the season, they're not home. They can't, like cook a big meal for the family. They can't figure out like catering or whatever it is. Like, and to have, a good community of women has been like so key. And just the relationships around that, because that ultimately also like allows them to do what they do on the field is because there's so much like behind the scenes that gets done.
I love what you said, how you guys are the glue. You are 100%.
Truly. I give you guys so much credit.
So I would say my hardest things, I have two. So the first one I would say was, we've moved a lot. So when I was pregnant, I got pregnant when we were in Buffalo. Then we also, like Dani, we have an off-season home down in Florida. So when the season in Buffalo ended, we went down to Florida. So I had to switch doctors completely change doctors down to Florida, move everything, pack everything up, put it in a pod when I was pregnant and like -1 degrees by myself while Mitch was at work. Then we signed with Pittsburgh. So I had to find somewhere to live, find a new doctor at 34 weeks pregnant, and then move an entire house and go all the way to Pittsburgh and then find a doctor. And Hudson, my son was breech, so I had to have a scheduled C-section at 39 weeks. So that kind of added a whole other layer into it. So going for 3 doctors while pregnant, moving or 3 times technically while pregnant, unboxing was definitely probably the hardest part, I would say, just because like all you want is some normalcy and to nest and to get everything ready, and like having no idea where you're gonna be having this baby, who's gonna be the doctor, if you're gonna have any family around, if you're gonna know anyone around, was definitely pretty scary. But luckily we are pretty close to home, and I met people like Dani and people around who made it so much better. But that was a lot of unknowns and a big time of change already, which was kind of wild for me. And then the second part would probably be training camp. So the guys leave for 4 weeks and they get to come home for half a day once a week. So that's like pretty hard, just being apart from your husband for that long. And then having Hudson be apart from Mitch that long was really hard for me, just because like when they're so young, they change so much every week. So, they have to be doing their own thing and they're so busy all the day. We can't really talk to them, but that's definitely a point that when training camp's over, I celebrate. I'm happy that they're home for sure.
I didn't realize you couldn't.
4 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you guys, I didn't know they left. I just figured, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they sleep in dorms. Yeah, they go to Latrobe, which is about, like an hour, 20 away, Dani?
Yeah, depending on where you live, it's about an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang,
so that's probably one of our lows.
Oh my gosh.
But it's always, they got to go do their thing, and we support that, of course. But got to hold it down at home, and then we're definitely really excited when training camp's over.
Oh yeah. It definitely is like the biggest cap you could have to off season. It's like, off season and all season ends, and it's like no easing into it. It's like immediately you come back here for our sakes. Like, we don't live here, so we'll come back here, and immediately it's like, all right, see ya.
0 to 100.
Yeah. And like Hillary is just amazing, obviously as a mom, but yeah, it's so hard on a lot of people just for many different reasons. Like, and a lot of women are like single moms for a little bit. And, if they live away from their family too, a lot of times too, stuff gets expensive. Some people can't afford it financially to have their families there 24/7 and, even come out. And then like, even if you do want to see the guys, it's a drive. And then even then it's like, you get, it's not like you're hanging out with them all day. You get like maybe 20 minutes to like have dinner with them in the cafeteria before they have meetings. And then you're like, all right, see you in a few weeks, but they have to do what they have to do. And like I said, like there's a lot of sacrifices that we make that people really don't see behind the scenes.
It's so crazy because I feel like when training camp rolls around, it's such a fun time for everyone. Like football is back and you guys are posting at training camp, and like we only see those pictures and like the fun parts. But I love that you're talking about the behind the scenes, because that's a really hard month for you guys. And like Hill, what you were saying about watching Hudson and him changing so much without his dad around, like no one sees that behind the scenes. So it's really crazy. And you guys are just rock stars. Hill, how did you stay sane switching doctors 3 times.
I was going to ask the same thing. I'm like, oh, I have anxiety listening to that.
Oh my gosh. I don't know that I stayed sane, but very luckily the Steelers has a team doctor. And actually one of Mitch's college friends, Ryan Switzer and Gabby Switzer, they were on the Steelers and had their son here in Pittsburgh, who was Mitch's godson, actually. So they had him with this doctor. So I think I would have been a lot more upset if we went somewhere else besides Pittsburgh, but like the stars aligned. And right when we signed, I already knew what doctor I was going to use. And he was amazing. Like when we came, I flew up with Mitch to do the signing, and I went straight from the signing to my doctor's appointment, like met him, scheduled everything. And it was really cool too, because I met one of my other friends, Abby Herbert, that week. Like I got coffee with her, and she had a breech baby too, which was crazy because I'd never known anyone with a breech baby. And she kind of like explained to me stuff about, you know, C-section recovery, like breech baby, like how she had a really positive, good experience, which was huge for me, just being super nervous about that. That wasn't the plan that I had expected. So I feel like there was a lot of things going on, but also I got really lucky with like where it was, being close to family and having them be able to come. My sister was able to come and like help me set up the nursery. So that helped a lot, but definitely, you know, not sane at times, for sure, stressed.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
So crazy. I feel like God was all over it though. Just like the connections and things that you were saying, like he had it long planned before, but I'm sure in the moment it was hard to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was, but I mean, all in all, a really positive experience. Like the doctor here is amazing. We're so lucky that we do get those connections moving somewhere new. And like, you know, I can text Dani, like, where do you get your nails done? Where do you get your hair done? And like, already have all those things. So that's very helpful in moving to a new city for sure.
No, that was like the best thing too, is the timing of all that chaos too. I was in my own chaos, and the year that for Hillary's first year last year was my first full season here. Like I said, I was finishing school for 4 years, and then after T-Dell got drafted, and then I played professionally for 2 years. And I actually, my last year playing professionally, I played in Iceland. So I was living there for like 3 or 4 months of the season. And then the first year that Hillary was here was my first full year too. So like, it was my first year that I was like excited to, one, be in Pittsburgh full time, but two, just finally like make relationships and meet with some of the girls. Cause a lot of times I was coming to Pittsburgh, I had some relationships and great friendships, but kind of surface level, just because when I was coming, it was, I'm not going to be here for very long. I only have 24 hours or 2 days, whatever it was. And so like, I want to spend my time with my man. And so like, it was just a blessing to have kind of our chaotic years like align, and like to be here full time, and then to be like, okay, I'm ready to like make some friendships and find some women that I really click with, because we're going to be here for a while. And then like Hillary just got here, and it was like, okay, this is great.
Yes. And Dani and I both love, like, we love going to games. We love going to away games. Like, we're very in sync with our priorities. And we're both like, we like to have fun, but we're also like, all right, is it 10? We could, you know, go to bed now too.
My kind of girls.
Absolutely.
So nice.
Love that.
Having a friend that's like exactly like me.
You guys are so cute. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so next question. What has been one of your coolest experiences thus far in your journey alongside the NFL?
I would say probably, I'm trying to think of the coolest experience, like NFL related, probably after the 2018 season when Mitch went to the Pro Bowl. Dani and TJ were there also, but I don't think we met officially at that time. But me and Mitch went down, and it was in Orlando. So I was still in college. I was going to Florida State. So I drove there to meet Mitch during school, like found out he was going, drove there, met him. And then we went to a Kane Brown concert, and it was like before he was really huge. So we like went backstage, hung out with him and his wife before. They were the sweetest people. Then we got to hang out with them for like an hour and then watch his concert. And I mean, he's amazing. We're huge fans. Like, we're big country people too. So that was a lot of fun. And I think I was just like, we started dating in 2018. So it was kind of more new to the NFL. So I was like, this is so cool getting to do that experience. But
That's such a cool story.
For me, personally, I just like absolutely every time I think about the coolest moment is I just go back to like his draft day. And Hill, I'm sure it was like the same for like you, Mitch, but if you guys were together then, but like for us, it was he decided to watch at home and didn't go. And like we're both the same, but like very family oriented. So he wanted to watch with like the closest people and just to watch it on TV and just to like just personally be there when he got the phone call from the Steelers. And just I had no idea who was like calling because it's not like as it's live on TV. There's like a couple they already have their picks, so there's like a couple teams, then there's trades going on and stuff. And I know it was crazy because like we grew up in Wisconsin, both of us, and Green Bay was actually like next, but they had traded their pick. And so then we were thinking like he's getting called by Green Bay, or maybe it's the Cowboys, whatever it was. And all of a sudden it was like Pittsburgh. And it was just such a cool moment. And to just like Hillary said, when they play, when they win, it's just great. But like just to be there for those moments and to just see their dreams, their lifelong dreams like come true. That was just so cool. And there's so many times like along the way that there's so many cool moments and like, records that he has set. And it's just really cool to be there with family. But just the draft day I go back to, like that was just kind of where it all started. And there's nothing that beats that feeling for him, I'm sure. But for me as well, it was just like, I was like tears in my eyes. I was a mess. I was like, this is so cool. Even though the next day he was going to be on a flight to Pittsburgh and I was going to be still in Wisconsin, that was going to be the start of our long distance. It was just still such a surreal moment.
Oh,
that's amazing.
That gave me chills.
How crazy. The next day they're like, all right, here you go.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even get like, he was drafted like late in the first round. So I think it was like already 11:30. And then obviously you celebrate and whatever. We were up till like 2 a.m. I don't even think we went to bed. Like we had to wake up. He flew out. They had him on like a 7 a.m. flight. So like he had to get to the airport. He left at like 4 a.m. and he was in Pittsburgh, like, in full on media, like at the airport, all that stuff coming off the plane by 7:30 East Coast time, which is 6:30 Central time. So it was like boom, boom, boom. And then he was there. And then the next time I saw him was maybe a couple months later when, in like June, when it was like the end of camp or end of like rookie camp. And I went out there with his parents and we were looking at lots and houses and stuff to buy to live there. So it was just, and then we hit the ground running. So, but it was just a cool moment.
Wow. That is nuts. How fast everything happens.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. Strictly business.
Yes.
100%. Yeah. They're like, you can celebrate for a little bit, like cut the cake, second. But you're here tomorrow.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. So last question, one of my personal favorites. What is your go-to game day look and do you enjoy putting together game day outfits?
So I love now that I have a son, like dressing matching with him. That's been my favorite thing recently. So I do a lot of like custom shirts for me and Hudson that are matching, which has been really fun. And then other things, I love dressing for game days. I think it's so much fun. Black and yellow or gold, whatever color you wear, is such an easy color. It's like when we were in Chicago, the navy and orange was so much harder to find stuff. Like black is just such a classic, easy. You can find it anywhere, so it makes it a lot easier here. But I really am into boots right now. Like I love like fall boots and dressing kind of for fall, which has been fun, like the big jackets and everything, and just being like comfortable at the same time, like leggings, boots, big jersey with a sweatshirt, like whatever I'll be comfortable in and can run around in at the same time and try to wear all the Steelers gear.
I'm like similar, but I'm kind of opposite, as in I like to dress for game days, but it's so funny because I always text Hillary will text me like 5 days before the game and be like, what are you wearing Sunday? And I will be like, I start getting stressed. I'm like, I have no idea. And I'm like, I don't know what the weather is. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. And she's like, okay, well send me pics. And I'll be like, okay. then like the day before, I still have no clue. What are you wearing? And she'll like send me her outfit or like just like text it out and be like, I'm thinking of this. And I'm like, okay, good call. And I'm still thinking there. I'm like, then literally the morning of, an hour before I have to leave, Mike, he comes home and he's like, what? This is a mess. I'm like, yeah, just ignore it. Like I will wait to the last minute and anything comfortable. I love comfortable, but like comfortable, cute. I am all for like the Air Forces, the cute sneakers. I did wear boots this last week. Definitely more of like a fall winter, but most of the time I'm not in like heels, but I do like to do like the comfortable, cute. But it's so funny. Like other girls and Hillary will text me like a week before the game, like just ended, the last game. And they'll be like, what are you wearing? And I'm like, you guys are stressing me out. The game's in a week. But like it pays to be like proactive about that because then there's me an hour before the game and I'm even sending him text like, good luck. Option A or B. And I'm like sending him a picture and he just like doesn't even respond or like he'll heart an image and I'll be like, what about shoes? What shoes? And he was like, do you need me to pick out your outfit? I was like, no, not necessarily, but I feel like everyone else has it all together. And I'm just like, I will pull a shirt out of the hat and be like, okay, this is what we're going with.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But you always look so good. And I feel like you also have so many options. Like you have so much good Steelers stuff. Whereas in like, I will order and be like, this is what I'm wearing for this warm game, and this. So I like don't really have options. Like I'm like, these are my games. Like I got set for the home games. So that's why I have them kind of like on lock. And Dani just has like so much cute stuff. Like she could have like a million outfits for everything and she always looks so good.
That's the blessing of being here for 7 seasons.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
It just has built like I have the same stuff and like, you know, I just rotate throughout the years too. Like, you know, sometimes I've already worn the outfit. So that's the nicest thing is like, I really don't have to pick out an outfit. I'd be like, oh, I wore this like 2 seasons ago or like, you know, you just kind of add a coat like on top of it. It was like my summer outfit. And so like, it definitely is nice because I do have quite a bit of Steelers stuff from over the years that
as you should for being here for 7 seasons. It makes sense.
But it's fun. It's always a fun time. And I love like the little texts that go into just the game day planning of like, what are you wearing? And it for sure, like sometimes I do the cheat code where I'm like, no, I have no idea. What are you wearing? And she like shows an outfit. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. I'm literally going to do the same thing. So, but I know her and Hudson, when they do the matching, it's so cute.
Hudson is obsessed with Dani through the glass. He, the whole entire game, knocks on the glass and blows her kisses and tries to give her knuckles. And I'm like, let her watch the game. Like, she sees you, honey. And he just like literally is like this, trying to like put his face up to the thing to get to Dani. It's hilarious.
He's my best friend. He's blowing me kisses and he's giving me knucks every time. And if I look away, I look back and he's on the glass and he's pressed against the glass going like this, like trying to give me nuts. And I just love it. It just makes my day.
He's a little ladies' man.
He is. He's a little flirt for sure.
Before we started recording, he was on the screen and he really wanted to be here for the recording of the pod.
He did. He was having FOMO for sure.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait till like he can just full on talk and use sentences. Like the stuff he's going to say is just going to crack me up.
I know. I can't wait to. It's so funny. He like has a mind of its own because he can answer questions now, like, yeah, or like, no. So like now I'm like, oh no, wait, you're answering. You said no. What do I do to this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I look forward to your game day posts so much. I'm like, yeah, there's a game, but the girls' outfits, I have to see them. You guys are like my inspo. So if you guys don't follow Hillary and Dani, we will put their Instagrams below. You have to follow them. They are so much fun to follow on Instagram. But Rose, is there anything you want to add or should we get into the girls' room segment?
I think we should get into it.
Okay. So this is our advice segment. We have 3 submissions today. And we're just going to give our best advice. So, number 1, I am getting married next year and I need ideas for my registry. Can you share your favorite sheets and comforter set? I'm going to defer to you guys because I feel like I need new sheets and comforters. So, what's your favorite, girls?
So, my favorite sheets is Cozy Earth. and I have a code for that. I can post it or something on my story, but I love their sheets. It's bamboo. It's amazing. And then I think for pillowcases, I do like a silk pillowcase for my hair. I think it's called like Silky Tot or something like that. I'm not sure the exact name, but I love silk pillowcases and then bamboo sheets. They're super lightweight.
I actually asked Hillary this like a couple months ago because I wanted to rotate my sheets. So I haven't actually given Cozy Earth a try yet, but we just got new bedding from Parachute, it's called, and we really like it so far. So it's like the sateen kind, so it's like satin kind of, but I need to get on like the silk pillowcase trend. I'm so behind in trends and like all that stuff but I've heard it's like so beneficial for your hair and all this stuff and so good for you. So I definitely need to try that. But yeah, so we're loving that bedding right now. My favorite comforter, non-negotiable, it's called Sunday Citizen. And it's like so nice because I'm someone who wants a lot of blankets. Trent likes it cool. And so it has like a cooling, what do you call it? Like not outside, because technically inside, the part that's on you. And then the outside is like a fuzzy, soft, warm blanket. And so, and it's a couple inches thick, but it does the job for both of us. And yeah, I love that. And now that's like what we buy for like all of our guest bedrooms too, because we've gotten great reviews on it. So that's what
I think I need that.
So,
I think I need that. I'm so similar to both of you guys. We have a Parachute actually comforter, or like duvet cover. And then I have Brooklyn and sheets, which I do like, but I have been eyeing Bull and Branch. I see it all over Instagram. And I, same as Hillary, I have a Slip brand silk pillowcase that I absolutely love. I feel like for a while I was doing kind of like the cheap ones, and I was like, I just need to invest in a really nice silk one. And we talked about this on a previous episode, but I'm psycho. I literally travel everywhere with it because I can't, now that I've got, now that I have it, I'm like, I can't sleep elsewhere without it.
That's how one of my best friends would do that. And she would like travel everywhere we would go. And I was like, you're crazy. You're bringing a pillowcase. But now I don't blame her at all because I hear so many other people that do the same thing. And I'm like, okay, I need to get on trend. Cause like for your skin and stuff too, I've heard it's great. And like, why not? My thing is okay, do they have a bunch of options? Cause I need it to like, and those, when I make the bed, I need it to all look like cohesive and kind of like, it's like the same sheet. Because some people will have like a silk pillowcase and the other ones aren't, obviously, or like my husband probably won't get a silk pillowcase. So like, is there only like pink options or only like, is there like a bunch of colors so we can just have it look nice?
I think there's quite a few. I have gray, like I have a gray one, and then like Mitch doesn't use it. I just have it for my two, and then his two are just like plain gray that came with like our sheet set. So, I think they have the gray, white.
Yeah, I have
black,
the white.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I think they have quite a few options, which is good.
So all those staple colors. Yeah, I need to get on that.
Me too.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I think so too. I have like naturally curly hair, so it gets frizzy if I don't. So it helps a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Love. I'm adding everything to cart.
Yes, same. Send me all the links.
Okay, so submission 2. Hey ladies, I've been struggling with the winter to stay motivated to work out and eat healthy. How do you guys stay motivated and have healthy choices? You guys always are working out together, I feel like.
We love to work out. It's part of my daily routine. So a lot of times too, I'm like, Hillary, it's Hudson napping, like come join me. We're like pretty good at that. And so, and it's also an excuse to like get brunch after or something. So we're like, let's go work out and then have a breakfast but I would say just to stay on, it's like, if you can develop a routine, it's so much easier no matter what season of the year it is. And my thing is like, also don't restrict yourself because that's when you're gonna, at least from my experience, that's when people indulge the most. And then you get like into these bad habits. Whereas like you restrict yourself or come the holidays, you're like, I can't eat that. But then you're just like unhappy too. But if you have a good routine leading up to it, you can earn those days and you can just like, treat yourself. You deserve it, and to have a couple treats and all that stuff, as long as it's not consistently bad. I tell people like there's like that 80-20 rule, and it's more so just how you feel too. Like you want to treat your body, think of it that way. It makes you happier. It makes you healthier, more motivated, clear mind, and just, you don't want to, like during winter, especially, if that's like the time all that stuff is going around, all the sickness and stuff. And it's just so much better if you can feel good from what you're eating and putting into your body and fight the bad stuff. So yeah, I think just getting into a routine even before winter starts would just help so much.
Yes, I agree with that completely, Dani. And I feel like also one thing is like we'll look for stuff, you see things to make during the holidays, like cookies and stuff, but there's also seasonal stuff that you can make that's healthy, like seasonal salads. You can do like cranberries, different nuts, like apples, like all different things that are healthier versions too, where you can get that satisfaction of trying a new recipe that feels like the winter and it's still good for you and you're still eating something different, because I know you want to do that also and it's really fun. Even like when you get like your winter coffee, like you can get the same coffee, just get like one pump of syrup, or like half a pump instead of like the full like 4 pumps that it comes with. And once you kind of start getting like accustomed to eating healthier too, like you feel so bad when you have sugar that you almost just don't want to have it because of the consistency, I would say. Like if I eat like 4 cookies, I will have a massive headache just because I never do that. Like I guess I will have a cookie any day of the week. If you offer me a cookie, I'm having it. But overindulging and just having like 4 at a time, it's like that's when it kind of becomes an issue, and that's when you start to make yourself feel bad. So, enjoying the cookies, enjoying the things, but just being considerate of how much you're having and what makes you feel good. Like Dani said, like you just want to have certain amounts of things to make yourself feel good. And then working out, like if you're having an off day, do some yoga, do some light Pilates, just like do something that makes you feel good. And if it's nice out, go for a walk. You don't always have to do heavy lifting or do anything hard on your body. It's more just getting that exercise. It's good for your mind, it's good for your body, and just the consistency in that.
Yeah, just a small part is like in the kitchen, people say like, get your body moving. I know it's hard in the winter because it can be so cold, especially in Pittsburgh and Wisconsin, but get your body moving. And like Hillary said, there's so many options nowadays, whereas like, trust me, I have the biggest sweet tooth. Anyone who knows me knows that.
Same.
Like cookies, cake, whatever, like always. But there also is what I literally have. I don't use TikTok like other people use it. I have it on my phone for healthy recipes, and it makes it so easy. I literally will search like healthy chili, healthy soups, whatever. And they make it so easy. And it's like, affordable ingredients or like small ingredient list. And it's quick to make, and, just start doing that stuff and, making it a routine. And like, it doesn't have to taste, doesn't have to taste healthy. Like there's healthy things that taste really good. And that's like been the best habit to create in my life, is like, I can indulge, but a lot of times I'm not even indulging in a bad way. It's because like, even though it's healthier, cleaner ingredients, like it tastes so much better to me. Like it tastes so good because, like it's just quality ingredients. And I think just finding what works for you. And if it's going on TikTok and searching healthy recipes, that's what it may be. And that's for sure what it is for me, or like following people on Instagram that just do healthy baking or healthy recipes has been key. So
yes, I agree with that, Dani. Like a recent thing that I've loved is like adding fresh herbs into my cooking. And I feel like I would, at this point, rather have like fresh herbs than like extra cheese or like extra cream, just because it makes it taste so good when you use real ingredients, like really good garlic or really good rosemary, like stuff like that. It tastes so good that you don't need the other stuff on top of it too. So I think just like Dani said, like going online, finding inspiration, there's so many resources. I personally love Half Baked Harvest. If anyone's looked at her, she has an Instagram and an online blog. I get a lot of my recipes from there. And I will definitely make the holiday desserts, but
there's like,
not saying I don't love those, but
there's like Half Baked Harvest is one of my favorite. And then like Rachel's Good Eats, all that stuff too is so good. I think she just came out with like a fitness line too, like activewear, which she's just beautiful. But just stuff like that. There's so much out there. You just kind of have to find what works for you and just search and find it.
Love.
That's such good advice.
I totally agree. Okay, so number 3 is kind of a long one, but I feel like this person really needs our advice. So, okay. My boyfriend's first marriage ended badly. He and she dated for 4 to 5 years before getting married, and 6 months into the marriage, he came home to half an empty house. She had packed up all her stuff while he was at work and left before he got home. This was 3 years ago, and while he did a lot of work on himself to be a better person and be ready for a relationship, he now understandably has a negative view on marriage. However, I have never been married and still have a very romantic fairy tale, hopeful vision of what marriage is and the commitment it represents. We are big on communication and compromise, but this is one we never find a resolution for. I understand his fear and want to respect his feelings, but can't help feeling sad in return that by doing it, I have to give up my dream of marriage. Do I push him to change his mind or count my already many blessings and just be grateful for him?
Hillary, what happened?
Sorry. A fly flew in and like went over my head. It scared me.
Oh my gosh. Also, Rose, your dog is the cutest.
Oh my gosh, thank you. He always wants to be a part of the podcast. He can't stay away.
You just literally laid in
so
your lap
cute.
while she was reading that night. My heart was
precious.
Story time.
Wow, that was like a very that was like
loaded.
in depth.
I know. See what I mean? I feel like we really need to help, but
Yeah.
I feel like my gut is saying don't push him, but like obviously if you really love each other, marriage is going to come.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it's just like, yeah, like you said, you can't push him. Like he obviously just went through a lot. That's pretty crazy to, his past person just picked up and left. So I can't imagine that he has gone through or what he is going through currently. And it kind of shows that he does care about her, though, just as much because he has those reservations, whereas like he clearly is thinking about marriage with her, that thinking back to marriage gives him that fear. Because if he was just kind of having fun and not thinking about marriage, he wouldn't really have that traumatic experience come back to him because he's just
That's
like,
so
I'm
true.
having fun. Like this isn't the same. But, and I think, like you said, you can't push him there. Like he's been through it. At the same time, she can't lose who she is. Like she knows what she values and she knows what she wants. Maybe it's just a matter of time. Maybe it's just a matter of like her showing him that she's here to stay. And that's all he needs. That like, he at the same time can't expect that she's the same woman as the one that just left him, and like has to give her the benefit of the doubt that like if they do choose to get married one day, that things will be different, hopefully, with her, because she hopefully would never betray him like that. And that maybe it's kind of just a blessing in disguise that he had to go through that to find the right person. And I'm sorry that he did. Like, that's so sad. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I agree. I think her having that fairy tale image of marriage in her mind and as her end goal is a good sign for him. Because obviously when you think of marriage, you think of being with someone forever. And for him to have that happen and be like, I'm committing to this person forever, and then that person just up and left, it probably puts it's like a really hard thing for someone to come back from, because you have this idea, this is going to be with forever, you're trusting that person, you're putting everything into it, and then to lose that trust, I think it's hard. But knowing that she wants to get married, she wants to be with someone forever, is a good sign for him, because if that's her fairy tale and that's what she wants, she's just going to have to keep proving to him that she's fully committed. She would never do that, and that's not the type of person she is, even though I think it's going to be obviously hard on both of them because he has some past trauma that's understandable. But I do think it's something that they could work through in time, like Dani was saying, and her just showing that commitment and that she wants to be with him and that marriage means something different to her than what he's been through previously.
I totally agree. I feel like you guys all covered everything. The only thing I would add to that is just, I'm sure the more time you're together, he's gonna, like in a marriage, you want to, and even just a relationship, you want to value what matters to your partner. And so he obviously knows that marriage is important to you, and seems like deep down that's what he wants. And I'm sure the further you get into your relationship, some of those walls may be broken down with how you guys handle adversity or work through different things, that he can easily change his mind as he can kind of truly get to know who you are and your intentions and truly be the partner that he wants for the rest of his life. So I don't think marriage is out of the equation, but I would say, as hard as it probably is at sometimes, and I'm sure you just want to be married, just to trust the timing will work out as it's meant to, and it won't be forced if you don't kind of put the urgency on it being right now, is what I would kind of say.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that if you do rush it, you probably won't have the ending that you, or fairy tale that you really want. And there is no point to rush it. If you know that's your person and that's who you want to be with, give him the time to be the man that you want him to be, or the man that you need. And just like you said, respect each other's boundaries, respect each other's pasts, respect each other's journeys. And that's what marriage is all about. And, it's just a matter of time. And hopefully that time just tells that, that you made the right decision, and that, that it will work out. So
great advice, girls. Wow. I feel like we really killed that. Hopefully.
Hopefully. That's a lot. That was packed.
I know. Well, wow. I think that concludes our happy hour. Thank you guys so much for coming on. This was so much fun. You guys are so cute. Like we said, we're going to put their Instagrams below. So everyone make sure to follow Hillary and Dani. But yeah, any last words, Rose or girls, anything?
I'm so thankful that you guys spent the last hour with us. I'm sure everyone loved getting to know you. Here comes Rin again, if you're watching on YouTube.
He's so cute.
But I just thank you guys for taking the time. I know your time with your husbands and just this time in your life in this season, time is so valuable. So we appreciate getting to know you, and our listeners, I'm sure, enjoyed it as well. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, we'll put their Instagrams, follow along on their journey, and hopefully we'll get to see the Steelers go far this year.
Yes.
Yeah, Rose, are you going to come to a game?
I need to. Oh my goodness. I have not been to a game since it's no longer Heinz Field. That's how, I know it just changed, but I really need to. And my husband's never been to Pittsburgh, which is just criminal.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, you guys have to come, and you can sit with Hillary and I, and it would be so much fun. I know Riley comes all the time. It's so much fun. So
we'll have to do terrible towels together.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I will bring your own. I'll make you one with like your name on it, whatever you want.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute. I'll be there. We'll have to figure it out after this.
Sounds great. We will.
Awesome. Thank you, Rose and Rye. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Bye, girls.
Thank you for having us. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Well, thank you guys so much. And as always, you can find us at Drinks on Us Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube. I feel like this is such a good one, especially because there's 4 of us to watch the YouTube version. So if you're hanging out with us over there and you subscribe or like this video, that means so much to us. And as always, any reposts, sharing this with a friend, tagging a friend to listen, whatever the case may be, it does not go unnoticed to Riley and I. We absolutely love it. It means the world to us. So with that, I'm going to grab my drink, and cheers to you guys to an amazing week, to NFL wives, and to the Steelers having a killer second half of the season. This was such a fun this was such a fun episode. I can't wait to be at a game with the 4 girls, like us 4. That'll be so much fun. And so have a great week. Justice for Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys same time, same place next week. Cheers.
Had to throw in the Justice for Thanksgiving.